بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. السلام علیکم و رحمت الله و برکاته. دوستا و عزیزا، سلام خود تقدیم میکنم به همگیتان. خدا کنه که خوش باشین، آرام باشین و صحتمند باشین. امروز که ما هستین در برنامه صدای حق. امروز تاریخ 24 جون است. او هفته که آمده بودم برنامه ما که بود باره آتیسم بود. چطور یک طفل که دیاگنوستیس میشه که اینمی سختی جنسی و عصبی که هست، کمبودیت زندگی را که داره در خود جنسی و عصبی که هست، ما بهش چیز میگوییم آتیسم. یک اطفال که هست آتیسم زیادتر وقت داشته می باشن. و امروز که هست، امروز صحبت ما که هست زیادتر به مادر و پدر هست از باره پرنتینگ. دیروز در برنامه سیمین جان رفته بودیم و زیادتر صحبت ما که شد سر باره چیز بود، آتیسم. و دوستام که تلفن کرد زیادتر خواهش کردن که صحبت کنن دگم صحبت کنم در سر باره mental health و دوم است سر باره چطور مادر و پدرها میتونه که اطفال خود کار کنه در خود خارج و در خود امریکا. خود ما میفهمیم دوستا و عزیزا که در خارج امریکا آسان نیست که یک دختر یا بچه خود اینجا کلان میکنین. در اینجا زیادتر چیز تکلیفات یاد یک مادر و پدر بسیار چیز میکنه، سر خود میگیره که بره بیرون، بره چیز کنه، کار کنه. در خانه کار میکنن مادر و پدر، اطفالشان میرن در ایتو یک کمیونیتی کلان میشه، در ایتو یک مملکت کلان میشه که خودشان هم خود اشتکا میتونه که با خود یک چیز جور کنه. و در او جور کردن مادر و پدرها که هست بسیار وقت بسیار زیاد مصروف میباشند از طفلیت که اولاد خود زیاد وقت هم تیر کردن نمیتونن، به این خاطر یا خودشان که هستن بسیار مصروف میباشند که کار خود. از زیادتر خود ما میفهمیم که مادر پدرای ما که هستن از طریق رفیوجی و امیگرنت چیز رفیوجی آمدن، همگی ما امیگرنت هستیم. کدام دوستا هستن افغانای ما هستن که بسیار وقت پیش آمدن، سالا پیشتر، مگر دوستای ما هستن، فامیلی ها هستن که یک چند سال پیش آمدن، اگر 2 سال پیش هم باشن بسیار به سختی زندگی را پیش میبرن. بازم چیز میکنم، به کل دوستا سلام خود تقدیم میکنم و بخیر برنامه را شروع میکنم. زیادتر در دری و در انگلیسی میگویم و میخوایم که شروع کنم در انگلیسی به اونمو دوستا که خواهش کرده بودن که در این برنامه زیادتر گپ زدن که میشه در انگلیسی شوند باشم. So dear brothers and sisters, I'd like to start off and hold on, let me turn off my phones. So dear brothers and sisters, thank you for joining Sadai Haq. It's a program that I've been conducting for the past couple of months. Thank you for all your inputs, for all your thoughts, and thank you for sharing any concerns on what topics I should discuss next. Like I said yesterday, in the following week, I had discussed about the importance of the diagnosis of autism amongst youth and children that are born all around the world. My main focus in a lot of the research that I have is here in America, but I also wanted to discuss with a lot of you and share with you that today I'm here because yesterday at the Ariana Afghanistan TV with Simin John, I had spoken to a lot of our viewers, and a lot of them had concerns of for parents who are having a hard time dealing with their children. A lot of parents are not putting their foot forward to allowing to putting in more effort into taking care of their kids more. A lot of parents are kind of in their own world nowadays. Like I said, that's because they're so busy with life, and it's at times it's not their fault because they do work 2 jobs. You have mom and dad working, but then that's where it becomes difficult. What's more important? Is it more important for you to be stable here in America, right here now, or is it more important for you to have to raise your kid in a very let's say a successful way, or in a way that we say something that's Islamic and that's culturally appropriate, in an Afghan way. Um, so I just wanted to, before we start off, I wanted to kind of discuss what Islam tells us about the importance of children. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us that especially for parents that are out there, children are really a gift of God to us. And that's something that that is so beautiful for us to understand and to realize that having kids is probably one of the most wonderful things a parent can ever experience or ever have or have created. Um, and that's something that a lot of us, some of us that aren't parents, we don't know the actual meaning of what parenting really means or how it feel to be a parent, like a father or a mother. But for those who do have children, remember, Islamically, it's a gift given to you by God. So remember, you should cherish it. You should be able to raise it the right way. You should be able to love it, nurture it, and give it time to help them learn and help them fight off any difficulties as they get older and in life. So remember that, brothers and sisters, that children are a gift of God to us. The second thing I wanted to talk about is how parents have rights over their children, as the same way children have rights over their parents as well. It's not one way. It's not a way where the parent comes in and says, you know what, I'm your father, I'm your mother, you're going to have to do what I tell you. That's not proper parenting. And even Islamically, Islam tells us that it goes both ways. Just as parents have right over their children, even children, they have rights over their parents. So if you wake up in the morning, you give your kids option of what to do. You don't just say, hey, go grab your bag, get up, go shower. You don't want to do that. What you want to go based off of it is respect and also understanding. As children grow older as well, you really want to tell your child when they get up is, hey, do you want to brush your teeth first or do you want to go shower first? That helps them realize that what, my parents are giving me an option, which is good, which is smart. And they're able to think. The moment you kind of tell them what to do, it actually becomes more of a mechanical way of living. So it's important that we give your child options from a very young age because it allows them to think. And the more they start thinking, the better it is for them as they get older, as they mature. They become much stronger and having a stronger critical thinking skills. So I just wanted to just talk about Islamic rights. Parents are held responsible for steering their children's upbringing according to the guidelines of the Quran and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you have to remember, as parents, it is your duty to actually raise your children in the most righteous way. The Prophet had said, Allah will ask every caregiver about the people under his care or her care, and the man will or the woman will be asked about the people of their household. So if you are a father or a mother, or if you're a son or a daughter, where when your parents are getting older, when your parents are getting sick, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will ask us on the day of judgment, how were you? How did you treat your parents? How did you treat your children? Because you, as a caregiver, you're responsible to take care of those that are very vulnerable. So remember, a lot of people don't realize, but children are vulnerable, senior adults are vulnerable, our parents, to say, not parents that are in their 40s or 50s, parents that go after 60s and 70s. You need to start taking care of your parents. I know there's always a big issue of living here in America. Things are a little different with how we work with our parents, but you have to understand, dear brothers and sisters, that it's obligated, and it's obligatory for you as a child to also put time into taking care of your parents. It either be on site or off site. But children need to also communicate, amongst each other in order to provide a good and a healthy and a safe environment for, older parents. For a husband, who has a wife who's pregnant, you also need to realize that it's very important to take care of that, because you're considered a caregiver. A caregiver is that has the right to take care of those who are in need. And like I said again, please do remember, on the day of judgment you will be asked, and you need to be able to answer on the reasons why you weren't a good caregiver then. Dear brothers and sisters, میخوایم که بهتون بگویم که خود خداوند گفته در حدیث و قرآن شریف که ما باید که اولادای خود بسیار به رحمی، به محبت و به خوبترین زندگی باید ما بدیم. ای که اگه باشه اطفال باشن یا اگه مادر پدرای ما باشه که عمرشون بلند میشه و خود دیگه تنهایی زندگی کردن نمیتونن، یا اگه خانم باشه، اگه عملدار باشه، سر ما حق ماست که ما که ازدواج چیز کنیم، همکاری کنیم و بسیار زیاد همکاری کنیم. و دیگه صحبت است که یک نوع مادر پدر که چیز میشن، یک اطفال که نوع در دنیا میارن، باید بفهمه که مهمترین چیز در اسلام گفته که کدام نام شما به اطفال خود میتن. خود مادر پدرها که هستن باید یک نام خوب بهشان بدن، و خود در حدیث هم گفته که هر کس که نام خداوند به نام اولادای خود بدن، اونمو بسیار برکه و زندگی خوب سرش خداوند به اونمو فامیلی چیز میکنن، روشنی میتن. So dear brothers and sisters, remember this: giving the child a good name is also, it's part of Islam as well, and it's part of, you know, our religion, if you are a believer in it. So remember, parents' responsibility to provide the child with a name, it's to actually give them a good name. You know, the hadith had said that the most beloved of your names to Allah are Abdullah or Abdul Rahman. So remember, it's important that we give them names that are first and foremost, you know, God's names. As we know, it's difficult. Maybe a lot of us aren't ready in today's world where we live in. But I've noticed there's a lot of folks, you know, that change their name from, you know, Muhammad to Mo, from one name to the other. So you have to remember, you have to be very proud of the name that you're given as well. Even for parents. اونمو مادرها پدرها که چیز هم میشه، اولادام که پیدا میکنن، شما باید بسیار چیز کنین، بفهمین که یک نام مسلمانی را بهش بدین. باید شما شرم نکنین که نه اولادم میتونه که در زندگی بسیار رنج ببره که من یک نام چیز پرتم برش، اسلامی را پرتم. دنیاست، سختی ها همی سر همی منتیر میشیم. نام ما خودم که هست عبدالولی حنیفزای، خوب صحیح معلوم میشه که ما خودم یک مسلمان هستم، از عبدالولی حنیفزای نامم است. او که یک انسان خوش می باشه، خفه میشه، او کار خودش هسته، مگر ما خودم نمیتونم که یک نام خوبه که یک مادر پدرم به ما داده او را ما چیز کنم، ما که میگیم لغت بزنیم یا تبدیل کنیم. Same way, I just wanted to tell all of you, please be proud of the name that you give to your children. It's very important, and it's very important for us to also distinguish ourselves as being proud of our religion and our culture as well. So remember, whatever you can do, please be sure to give your kids names that are really given in the Quran. It's highly mandated, and it's for those parents that give those names are really beloved by Allah Himself. So not just that, but even spending appropriately on your children. Parents, and especially fathers, especially in our communities, a lot of parents nowadays in Europe and in America, you have the mothers working, so that includes you as well. But majority of the bigger portion is given to the fathers when it comes to spending, because they work the most. They have the responsibility to spend on their children in ways that can help their proper upbringing. So remember, brothers and sisters, when you have children, you need to learn to spend well on them. And when you spend well, that means you spend well on their well-being, on their health, education, on their religious, on their religious education. Those are obligatory for you to do. This doesn't mean for you to give your child money to go out and to, to do things that are very negative and bad for their health. This is not money that you give your child, easily. Even if you do have money, you have to put guidelines. You can't just go ahead and, if you have the money, great, you have the money, but learn to be responsible parents. With that responsibility comes, the more money you have, that means the more responsibility you have. You have to be much smarter when it comes to that. I've seen people that actually have parents, who are very wealthy, but then, their kids are not the best when it comes to akhlaq. So remember, you have to remember to be able to set boundaries from a very young age for your children, where they can really understand and value the importance of money, the importance of life, and the importance of how to respect others. So that also is very important for all of us to realize, and for us to know that, when we are raised, Allah tells us to spend appropriately and spend on things that are halal too. That's another thing. Spend on things that are halal. So don't be just giving money to your kids and you don't even know what the money is being spent on. That's not good parenting. That kind of parenting will eventually put you in a situation in life where you will not be proud of it, no matter who you are or what you do in life. And then the other thing I wanted to say is that even the Prophet ﷺ had said, it is sufficient sin for a man if he neglects those whom he is obligated to spend. So remember, if you neglect to spend money on your child, you're basically neglecting. It's a big sin on your end from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you didn't spend on your child or on your family, on your wife, on your parents. And the other thing I wanted to come in, dear brothers and sisters, that is very important that we don't really talk about, and that's also the importance of treating your children fairly. So that's one of the issues that I've seen in our community and the Afghan community and even other communities that we have, is that we most of the times really focus on the cultural aspect of our lives. Culture is a beautiful thing. We need to teach our children about the importance of culture, but at the same time, we cannot overstep religion, brothers and sisters. You have to remember that there's a difference on how you raise your kids, but make sure you treat them with, the children fairly. So let's talk about parents, how they should not, underdo preference to their children based on their gender or other criteria. There's times where I've seen, even in today's world, a lot of people are much happier when they have a son than daughters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not and will not appreciate you if you're going based off of preference, because that is something that is against, like I said, the law of Islam. And this is for those who are actually practicing Islam too. So remember, you cannot just go based off that you're happier that you have a guy, the boy, and not a girl. Unfair treatment can arouse a feeling of jealousy and hatred in children that can continue for a lifetime and can also lead to bitterness in the child's heart towards the parents as well. So if your child is raised in a household where you don't provide them love, you don't provide them compassion, and you don't provide them security, guess what? As the child gets older, the child is going to hate you as a parent. So whatever you tell your child, they're not going to do what you tell them to do. And that's because their life has been based on your bitterness. Like I said, children and human beings in general, people want to be loved. People want to be respected, and people want to be loved. Nobody wants to be hated. Nobody wants to be put down. And that's really the importance of it. A lot of children do start getting, that feelings of jealousy. If, let's say, for instance, a parent is focusing on one child and not on the other, that causes jealousy. That causes hatred towards not just you, but even on the other child, where you have a brother would start hitting the other brother, and it would have a negative feeling in their hearts where they would be very discomforted. دوستا عزیزا اگه خودتان مادر پدرام که اگه هستن باید بفهمین که خودتان بسیار سلوک خود خوب کنین که اولادای خود بعد هیچ وقت مسابقه سر در بین اولادای خود باید نشه، در بین اولادها نشود. خداوندم گفته که هیچ وقت شما باید نبگوین که ما یک بچه زیادتر مسلمان ها مردم که هستن افغان هم که باشن بسیار وقت اینمی گپ چیزا میکنن که ما بچه ها میخواییم زیادتر وقت خوش است که بچه ها در زندگیشان میان دخترانی از طریق دینی مگه ببینی غلط است و دیگه اگر یک اولاد خود زیاد وقت میتن دیگه اولادایت هم که هست بزوان باید وقت بتن و ضرورت نیست که اگر دختر باشه اگر اولاد اگر بسیار کمک ضرورت داشته می باشه دیگه که شان باید شما کمک کنین بازی خاطر که اگر شما که شان کمک نکردین و خودشان کلان میشن بسیار یک رنج دیدگی که رنج دیدگی کلان میشن شما را هیچ خوش نداشته می باشن از زندگی بسیار خاطری خراب می داشته باشن و نمو بیادرها خورام که اگر زندگیشان باشن که از وام 24 ساعت جنگ میکنن اگر خدا کنه بیادرایشان باشه دخترای کاکایشان باشن خالیشان باشن این چیزا در فامیلی جور میشن اگر خورترکی اگر یک مادر پدر به اولادای خود بگوین که سگ هیچ از کار نیستی بی و دیگه بیادر چقدر خوب کار میکنه چقدر خوب نمرهش خوب است چقدر کار خانه را میکنه شما خودتان اول باید بفهمید که او خود اولادتان کسته مثل اولاد کلانتان نمیتونه باشه یا مثل اولاد خودتان نمیتونه باشن همه فرق میکنیم بیخی جداستیم از طریق عقلی و جسمی خودتان هم باید بفهمین بعضی خاطر زیاد پرابلم ها با پسانتر سرطان چیز میکنن پسان پرابلم بسیار زیاد میشن و اگر میخواین چیز کنین سوال داشته باشین دوستا و عزیزا میتونین که تلفن کنین نمبر استودیو پرده تلویزیون است 714 602 92 42 میتونید که تلفن کنین سوال داشته باشین یا میخواین کدام یک چیز میخواین بگوین باره چطور مادر پدرها که اولاد خود چیز کنن کار کنن. So I am gonna mix, dear brothers and sisters, like I said, I will be having a mixed discussion about how I want to approach this topic. Like I said, don't ever compare your family members. Don't ever compare your children at all. You comparing your children to others means that you were raised that way too. So remember, it's important that you don't do that. Every child is different, and every person is different. So it's important that you work with your child according to their needs. And then I'll discuss two more, and then I believe I have a question right here. I want to talk about, if you want children to honor you equally, then be equally fair to all of them. Again, these are findings and research that I've done, and these are geared Islamic rights that have been given to parents and how to work with their children. So you have to equally distribute the love, the wealth, the compassion, time, everything equally with your children. Even at the inheritance that children are bound to receive from their parents, like I said, the money, when it comes to money as well, Allah has made it very clear despite a person wishes, because of the laws that are laid out in the Quran. So you have to remember, even if you have children or many children where you look at yourself and you say, you know what, I'm gonna give my child or my oldest child this much money or my second child this much money, it's wrong. You can't do that. Islamically, it's already written how much the portion of the wealth needs to be distributed, and you give that. Khalas. There's no changes. You cannot change that, brothers and sisters. You change that, you're going against your God and your Creator. So remember that. That's a sin. So I got a question here. I like to read. So it says they really love the topic. This is through Facebook. So if you guys want to even leave me any comments, any questions, please let me know. They love the topic. I know many children turn away from their parents and rebel because their parents are very strict, and so kids feel misunderstood and have a difficult in trusting them. So yeah, a lot of children do turn away and they start rebelling because their parents are very strict. And the importance of that is that I had mentioned earlier on that when your child is born, you are to treat them with respect. You know, when you're strict with your children, you can be strict, but you can be strict in a manner where it's not causing harm. You know, it's not causing. It doesn't go to neglect. So if you're a parent that physically beats your children are going to rebel against you. If you're a child, or if you're a parent that stops your one child from doing something, and you don't stop your other child in doing something else, your child's gonna start having jealousy, and they're gonna have hatred towards you. So remember, it's important that that we do things fairly with our kids. It's in the most simplest way, and it's all the way you do it is by talking. Don't get me wrong. You can punish your child by means of discipline, and that's really geared towards whatever they like or whatever they enjoy. You have a reward system. For instance, if your child doesn't listen to you, well, guess what? You can say you're not allowed to watch TV, or you're not allowed to play video games for the rest of the day. Us being Afghans, we don't understand that. So that's kind of the funny part, is that as Afghans, we were raised really by either physically, verbally, or emotionally abusing one another. But when it comes to parenting, you have to remember, if you want healthy parenting, you have to be able to learn to cope differently. These are big, these are really big ways of actually changing and working with your children, is to work with them intellectually, emotionally, not physically. Physically, you're not going to get anywhere. The more you physically beat your child or discipline them, the more they're gonna run away from you. And remember, that's not even allowed here. So you can't be. There's no physical abuse or any form of abuse. That's the emotional abuse or anything. So you have to remember, you have to do it rationally. You have to give them a way of thinking that, you know what, if you're not gonna listen to me, I'm gonna take away your privileges. You take away the privileges, because that's the most important things in their lives. For us, it's our job. For us, it's our families, it's our family members. That's more important for us. For children, they don't care if somebody comes and sees them or not. For their main importance is that, if you take away their video game, like, their whole world falls out. So remember, that's how you discipline your children. The way you reward them is by, telling them, well, guess what, your privileges for today or for doing a good job is that I want to take you out. Would you like to go out that I buy you a video game, or go ahead and buy you food that you want to eat, or any kind of food that you want to eat. So remember, these are the pros and cons, and that's how you work with your children. Especially, I highly recommend, if parents, that you have children here in America, in Canada, in Europe. The laws are much different than it is in Afghanistan. But I highly recommend, even in Afghanistan, for those that are, that do understand English, that you please take this into consideration. We want a peaceful life, a peaceful way of upbringing our children with love and compassion, not with hatred and not with violence and force as well. So let's go ahead and discuss more on what else we can do. So the other important thing is that, treating your children, as we said, is very important. Parents have the obligation to show love and mercy to their children. This will help their children develop normally, and not just that, but have a stable personality as well. And it would make it a lot easier for the child to love and respect parents and elders when they grow older. So let me tell you another thing, dear brothers and sisters. When you have a child and you start treating them with respect and with love, what ends up happening is that they develop in a very good and a safe environment. And when that does take place, your child's better able to form an identity, because they're not, their mind is not going all over the place where they have to fight over, like, oh, I go home, my parents, they give me bad negative attitude, they call me names, they make fun of me. Nobody likes that. Nobody's gonna like that. So the child has a difficult time. Especially with respect too. A lot of people think that respect isn't given to a child when they're young. Well, guess what? You need to understand. uh, it's very crucial for a child to be respected, because as they get older and they don't get respect, well, guess what? They're not going to respect you as a parent. They're not going to respect any elders that are ever come over to the house, or any elders as well, because you put an image in their head thinking that that's how every adult is. So remember, if you want your child to have an easier upbringing and an easier life, wherever you are all around the world, you have to remember that you need to be able to love and respect your child, and give them firm boundaries on how to work with them. And then I also wanted to tell you by the book of Bukhari, the Prophet had stated that the one who has no compassion will not be treated mercifully. So if you're a mother or a child, or if you're a mother or a parent, and then if you don't have no compassion for your own children, it says that you will not be treated mercifully. So remember that as parents, if you're not compassionate, or if you're not loving towards your children, or throughout their whole life, God will not forgive you for that either, because that's something that is written in one of the hadiths that was written, in the hadith of Sayyid Bukhari. So you have to remember that. So before we go any further, I also want to discuss that I want to play a video for you folks. But before we do that, I want to touch up on a little bit of things, a little bit more of the educational side of it before I put some videos on for you. Your child deserves the right to proper education. As parents, you have to remember these are things that I'm giving you guys is really Islamically right now. I'm not giving you, when I'm explaining things, I'm also giving you certain tips about how to work with your child. But you have to remember, you also have to remember that so far the things that I'm saying, these are actually Islamically written, and we have to understand that. But before I do that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys a video, by one of our great scholars that talk about for Muslim parents, and how to treat your children with respect. And I think it's important for all of us to realize and know that. So if not that, we will go ahead and watch that video, and please tell me how you feel, and just take a look at it. It's really nicely stated. So I will let you guys to it, and here's the video.
That I want to bring up. Treat your kids with respect and maturity. This to me is one of the biggest issues that I find, that there's always this trivialization. No doubt you know more than your kid. We all know this as parents, you know more than your kid. But your kid also needs to learn some things of life by himself or herself. Treat them with an element of maturity, and realize that in our Sharia, a child becomes an adult at the age of 13 or 14. Not 18, not 19. A child becomes fully baligh at the age of 13 or 14. Maximum, scholars say, is 15. As soon as puberty hits, that child is no longer a child. In our religion, there's no such thing as adolescence. There's no interim where you're a kid but you're not a kid. No such thing. That's the difference of our religion. You treat a 15-year-old like an adult, and that's my philosophy. Any person who's 15 or above, I talk to them like an adult, I treat them like an adult, and sometimes they're a bit shocked because they're not used to that treatment. Because these 15, 16 years old are treated like kids, they act like kids. They act like kids because we treat them like kids. Treat them like an adult. And it's going to take a while because they're not used to it. But give them that intellectual respect. Sit down and have an intellectual conversation with them like you would with an adult. Tell them about your life. Tell them what's happening in the world. And automatically your son or daughter will mature. Stop treating them like kids because they are no longer children. And if that's the case when they're 14, well then by the time they're 9 or 10, you better start laying the foundations for that. This is, in my humble opinion, one of the biggest negatives of this culture we live in, is that they always want to make children more immature than they are. And our Sharia tells us to treat our children more mature. Make them basically think maturely and act maturely. So this is the second point. Treat your kids with maturity. Treat your kids as not equals, that's not going to happen, but treat them with the respect and the intellectual maturity that they deserve.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you liked the video. It's a great video for those that don't know him. But Faisal, Mr. Qazi, he's a great scholar in Islam, and he gives a good idea. Like as I've been saying as well, treat your kids with respect and maturity. And you even heard that a child really hits maturity, once they hit puberty at the age of 13 to 15. And we need to learn to start respecting those children at that age. So remember, it's very important. It's not that, this is not back home. This is not, going back to Afghanistan. There are families that actually treat their kids very respectfully back in Afghanistan too. But as well as here, you have to remember, we need to be able to respect. Don't think of it as your children. Think of it as human beings and human souls. And remember, at the end of the day, at the end of akhirah, I don't belong to my parents. I don't belong to anybody. I belong to the Creator only. So we all belong to our creators, and that's the final thing. And I also want to thank Brother Najib Jabar Khail for actually giving a good insight on. He discussed the very important talk of how some folks do change their Islamic names to other names, like for instance we said Muhammad into Mo. That actually Islamically becomes a form of disrespect to the religion. It's something that, brothers and sisters, you don't realize, but it could hurt you in the future. So remember, it's not an easy journey. Maybe you went through a difficult journey, but you have to remember, at the end of the day, we all as individuals, even as Muslims, we have to stand up for things that are right. And when it comes to name, even by changing the name changes the meanings, and it changes the way we even think, and it becomes very disrespectful for not just for us, but even for our Creator, for us to even in doing that as well. So thank you for sharing your thoughts, Najib Jan. So I said I will put another video. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you guys another video, and I'll play another video. As we come back, we will then go ahead and discuss more. So the second video that we will put on also talks about, Islamically, on Islamic background. It talks about, parenting tips on, on raising children, by Brother Mufti. Mink Mufti. He's a very well-known scholar as well. So let's watch that video, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss more.
Mink, Sheikh, would you be able to share with us a few tips for parents to deal with the 21st century teenagers of today's time?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين. I think what is of utmost importance today is for us to realize that more than being a father and a mother in the sense that was understood in the 60s and 70s and perhaps 80s, we need to know that now in 2015 we need to be, yes, a parent who is also a friend of our own children, who tries and understand the child and plays a very, very big role in the life or in the lives of our own children. It's not good enough to have children and never see them except in the weekend for a few hours. It's not good enough to have children and never be bothered to ask them questions, to answer their questions, to guide them in terms of the type of friendship they should be making. It's not good enough to have children and not show them or teach them by example, where they will never see you fulfill your salah, they never see you in the way you speak and your mannerisms, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed on your shoulders, the minute He has blessed you with offspring, the fact that you need to be their role model to start with. And the way this will be achieved is by playing a big role in their lives. So they watch you speak, they watch you behave. To be honest, many of us, may Allah forgive us all, many of us, in the presence of our children, we prefer to be on our phones, on our mobile phones. Is it a fact? Is it the truth? I heard a yes, mashallah, quite a loud one. We prefer to be on our mobile phone so the child speaks to us. And I know an example of one child who was speaking to his father, and the father was busy on the phone. And he kept on saying, Dad, this morning I had this and I did this and whatever happened, and this is what occurred and I ended up doing this and that, and the dad's just nodding his head, Okay. The nodding of the head is coming, he says, yes, okay, yes, yes. He doesn't even know what the child is saying. So the child says, I tested my dad and I said, Dad, you're quite a big idiot, and he says, yes, yes, yes. He's just nodding his head. If this is the attitude that we have, then what do we expect? I mean, the children would rather message us when they want attention to say, Dad, I'm right next to you. And then you've got to look up and say, oh, okay, yes. But you receive the message on your phone. So we do have a deficit sometimes in our own children when it comes to attention and when it comes to, proper parenting. It's important for us to make sure that we do not leave that to others, because the vacuum that is created can be filled by anyone. And if it is filled by someone online, beware. You have people out there who might be preaching that which is absolutely unacceptable under your nose. And the reason why, or some of the reasons why the children fall into these traps is because we did not fill what we were supposed to fill, so we have created a vacuum. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us all, may He strengthen us, and may He make us parents who are successful in these most challenging times. Indeed, it's become very difficult to bring up children. I would like to think because, a few years back you had to worry about the type of friends your children kept. And that was one of the most important things. Right now you have to worry about how they use the internet. You have to worry about what they see, what they don't see. And a lot of this can be remedied by us playing a big role in the lives of the children. May Allah help us to be of those with sound character and conduct that our children can watch and emulate, inshallah. And even the choices we make for our children, the types of schools we send our children to, plays a big role also in how they will grow up. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the ability to pray for our children, because no matter how hard we try, without the acceptance from Allah, we won't be able to achieve much. Wallahu a'lam.
آمین. بیادر خدا کنه که ویدیو خوب بود، بسیار انفرمیشن خوب داشت. خودتانم ببینید یک صحبت بسیار خوب کردن که خود زیادتر کلش اسلامی است که یعنی صحبت ها را که میزنن. ما که میگویم تابالی کلش از طریق اسلام است که چطور اسلام خودش گفته که چطور که اولادای خود شما چیز کنن، کار کنن. و دیگه اینمی وقت چیزا گفته که چطور مادر پدرها این روزا میالی که است که ما زیاد وقت تیر نمیکنن، که اولادای خود زیاد وقت تیر نمیکنن و خاطر و بسیار مصروف هستن در اینمی چیزای تلویزیون، کامپیوتر، تلفن. بیخی یک چیز جور شده که هیچ اطفال چیز نمیکنن، وقت نمیتن. از وا اطفالایشان این چیز یادم نمیگیرن پیششان که بگوید که برو یک چیز خوب از پیشش یاد میگیرم. اگر خودتانم صحیح ببینن، اگر مادر پدرها زیادتر وقت که اطفال خود نبیشینه، گپ نزنه، زیادتر وقت خود ما میفهمیم که اگر در خانه کس بریم اگر ببینین هیچ اطفالشان در خانه نمی باشن، یا بچه‌شان باشن، دخترایشان باشن، در بالا در اتاقشان هستن یا چیز میرن که کلان هم شون، هیچ در خانه نمی باشن، بیرون می باشن، اگر کدام وقت در میمانی میرن، بسیار تاثیرات دارن، بسیار تاثیرات خراب دارن. که اون مخاطر به مادر پدرها بسیار مهم هستن که هر چقدر میتونه که اولادای خود گپ بزنن، بشینن، محبت کنن، خوشحالی، آرامی و خوشی و خوشحالی کنن، بسیار مهم هستن. و دیگه میخواستم بگویم که چطور یک مادر پدر میتونه که اولادای خود گپ بزنه یا یک تشریح، یک سوال یا یک جواب بهشان بدن. از ما را ایتا یک رواج ما هستن از افغانستان که آمدیم، مادرها و پدرهای ما که است بسیار چیز میکنن، مثل امر میته به یک بچه خود یا دختر خود. و این که است خیر است، این است که مادر پدرها خودشان که است از خود مادر و پدر خود یاد گرفتن، یا از افغانستان، یا یاد اونمو چیزا را شنیدن، یا اونمو که اولاد خود چیز میکنن، پیش میرن. مگر ای که است ای صحیح طریقه کار کردن که اولادا نیست. که یک انسان که اولاد خود کار میکنه، اگر بگوید که برو یک پکر بیار از بالا، شما باید نبگوین که یا یک امر واری کدام وقت میکنن. چیز که جاتر اینمی اطفالام یا بچه‌ام دخترام که ما کب زدیم، میگه وقت ما امر میکنن، میگه که برو چیز بیار یا برو چیز کو، یا بریم چیز کو. ما میایم که از کار آمدی میریم خانه این نفر میریم، هیچ پرسانم نمیکنه که خوب بچه‌م یا دخترم دینی روز یک دوستای ما هست که ما را خواسته چی فکر میکنی، میتونی که ما را ببری یا میتونین که خودت که ما برین، یا اگر پرسان کنین که برو یک پکر بیارین بچه‌م یا دخترم، اگر میتونی وقت چیز میتونی برو یک اون پکر از بالا بیار. یک خرد چیز هست و نموره اطفال و چیز اولادتان و نمو چیزها را میخواه که شما بهشان بگوین. و از این خاطر یک رقم چیز است، رسپکت است، یک چیز خوب است که وام بش میشنون و یاد میگیرن. اگر شما اینو نکردین، باز که اطفالتان که کلان شوه اینمی تو سلوک میکنه، یا که خودتان یا که دگاه یا که اولاد خودشان که از خودشان هم. از اون که پیش بریم دوستا عزیزا، میخوایم که یک چیز کنم. اینجا دوستا زیاد هست که ما را طریق چیز میبینن. چیز نصیر قندوسی صاحب، عزیز احمدزای چیز هستن، او یک بیادر هم هست از قندوز به من مسیج کرده، نامش است تقیب الله اکبری از قندوز. به من مسیج کرده، گفته که از باره چیز است، گفته که خودش اینمی وقت در پاکستان چیز زندگی میکنه، در پیشاور، مگر معامله چیز است، ایمیگریشن است. بیادر باز کتان در چیز دیگه وقت کتان گپ میزنم از باره ازی در این برنامه که است، این باره مادر پدر است، چطور که اولاد خود میتونه کار کنن. مگر من به شما بخیر ایمیل میکنم که چیز کنم که بفهمم که چی تکلیف و سختی شما دارین. مگر اینجا زیاد است دوستا، یعنی سید علمزای صاحب، صفی شرزاده، محمد ظهیر حسنی، اسیف صفی، عبدل صبور صدیقی. دیگه بسیار تشکر دوستا که میبینین. حسیب کبیری، بازم خوشحال هستم، تشکر از دیدنتان و اینجا سوالان پرسان میکنین. چیز است، بسیار چیز میکنم، خوشحال هستم که میبینین. حالا میخواییم پس چیز کنیم که صحبت اینمی خداوند که گفته که هر مادر پدر که است سر اولاد خود آمد بکنه که تعلیم داشته باشن. این یک چیز اسلامی است که سر ما چیز شده آمده که مادر پدر باید یک با اولاد خود یک خوب تحصیل خوب باید بده. خود چیزم محمد صلی الله علیه و سلم گفته که خوبترین تحفه اولاد از مادر پدر که است و نمو است که چطور یک مادر پدر اولاد خود چیز میکنه، تعلیم میده. یک خوبترین تحفه چیز است اینمی دنیای ما است میگم. و هر چقدر که میتونین دوستا و عزیزا باید بفهمیم زیادتر شده در اینمی روزا که ما خود مادر و پدرم هم که است بسیار زیاد کوشش میکنه که ما یک چیز جور کنیم در اینمی خود خارج به خود که بتونیم پس بریم اگر کدام چانس داشته باشیم بریم به مملکت خود کمک کنیم که همین دوستای ما مگر زیادتر فوکسشان که است، زیادتر فشارشان که است که سر ما به ما که میتن زیادترش است سر تعلیم، مگر تعلیم چیز است اینمی ادبیات و از اینمی دنیای که ما هستیم، اینمی ساینس، بیولوژی، ریاضی، که ما بتونیم که یک خوب کریر پیدا کنیم که یک زندگی ما سفل شود. مگر جاتر دوستا یک چیز کمبودیت داریم که او که است اینمی است که در این دنیا زیادتر ای تو دوستا هم است که تعلیم میتن مگر تعلیم چیز است اینمی ادبیات و زندگی است تعلیم اسلامی را نمیتن بسیار مهم است که یک خوب اسلامی تعلیم اسلامی به اولادای خود شما بتن بازی خاطر ای بسیار کمک میشه و میتونه که خودتان و اولادایتان بسیار کمک کنه یک زندگی خوب سفل آرامی و خوشحالی میتونه که تیر کنن ایره بخیر در انگلیسی میگویم که دیگه دوستام که میبینه بفهمه سرش So what I said was it's actually very important that even for children to deserve the right to a proper education. It's something that's mandatory, it's something that's required, that every child should have a proper education. And even the Prophet has mentioned earlier, had said in one of the hadiths that the best gift to child from their parents is their correct training and education. You have to remember, and with that training comes education. How do your parents, raise you? As we know in today's world, while it's very common for a lot of our parents to focus on, in the kind of education that helps us and make, that we get towards putting in, building the right career and putting in making a living for ourselves, or the focus of Islamic it's rarely mentioned though. That's where the hard thing comes in, is that yes, we do go to school. We should, continue to educate ourselves, continuously educate, the people around us, but that doesn't mean that we're working at a, take a that picture, that big building right there. We're working in that big building, but guess what? We don't have Islamic background of anything. And the beauty of that is that Islam is so beautiful that it doesn't pressure you into knowing things today or now. It's a life journey. It's a life journey that you can take. You can start today. You can start even today. If you've never grabbed a book, you've never grabbed the hadith, you never went to the mosque, it's a beautiful place to go to. It's life becomes so much easier and it gives you such a beautiful peace of mind when you follow the right of Islam. It's so simple. And like I said again, with Islam, you will never have a hard time fighting. If you're a youth or if you're a youngster raised here, you'll never have a battle of, let's say, identity crisis. There's a lot of times, very few percentage of folks that do, but majority don't, because you have a good structure. Culturally, you will have a lot of struggles, but religiously, you'll have a life that is, that will be very peaceful, and that will be, that'll be dealt with life challenges, will be dealt with in a very nice, in a good way. So remember, it's also important that we make time for religious education, and for us parents to educate our children on the deen, on how how we do our prayers, how we follow the five pillars of Islam, and how we can help educate more folks and better ourselves in today's world. So remember, it's more important not just to educate yourself and be well known, and in today's world, just like as an educator, even myself, I come here, I sit on this TV, I educate the community, but I don't just educate the community based off what knowledge I have, as a therapist or as a social worker or as an educator. No, it's also, I bring in Islamic things because I learned with the process, and it's important. I do my own education in Islam, and it has helped me, and I think it will help me even more as as I move on in life. So the other thing is, brothers and sisters, to understanding your child's needs. Children's needs and behavior change as they get older, and understand those needs, and understand that those needs will change or will help you better understand your child. So I just wanted to let you know that it's important as parents to realize that their behaviors change and their needs change as they get older. And it's also important for you to understand those things, because it will help you in better understanding your child. There are a lot of که میبینین که مادر پدرام که هستن، شما باید بفهمین که اگر یک بچه داشته باشین یا دختر، هر چقدر که عمرشان کلان میشن و تبدیلی در جانشان میان، در عقلیش از طریق از بین عقل و از جسمی فرق میکنه و دیگه تغییرات برش میان. و کارتان نیست که شما باید بگوین که نه این کار بکو یا این کار نکو. بازی خاطر که خودشان خدا کنه که خودتان هم باشین، زیادتر چیزا که خودتان میکنین بسیار فرق میکنه که مادر پدرایتان چی میکنن. و نمود تو بسیار مهم است که شما که خود اطفال و اولادای خود شما دیگه آشنا شوین، وقت پیدا کنین که بفهمین که یا که کلان میشن، تغییرات که در بینشان میان، شما باید بفهمین که چطور تغییرات درش میان. زیادتر پرابلم ها در اونمو وقت میان که یک مادر پدر هیچ وقت که به اولاد خود وقت نمیته و یک 15-20 سال پیش بعد سعی که اولادشان میرن در دیگه استیت، میرن هیچ به مادر پدر خود نمیگن یا هیچ کهشان گپ نمیزنن، میرن میگن من این صبا میرم نامزادیم است بیاین. در اینجا باز مادر پدر یک دفعه چیز میشن، یک شاک واری میشه که چطور چی شد، چرا ایت شد، این باید نشوه. او وقت شما چیز گفتن نمیتونین، بازی خاطر که شما از بسیار وقت نبرش حقوق چیز دادن، حق اینمی حقشان صحیح نفهمیدن سرش ندادن و نمیفهمین که در زندگی چی میخواست یا چی خوش داشت چی خوش نداشت. و نمو خاطر یا که کلان هم میشن بسیار وقت ضرورت مادر پدر هم میگه ما نداریم، میگه در زندگی ما نبود، حال ما هیچ چیز نمیخواییم و شما اگر اولادان باشن میگن و ما خودم شنیدیم که خودشان میگه که خوبتره یه از اگه با ما چیز نبگویه و ما نمیخوایم که چیز بگویه، بازی خاطر ما خود ما میفهمیم که چی کنیم. بیشک این چیز که گفته نمیتونه که یک دفعه اولادا که کلان شه و خودشان میفهمه، عقل داره، منطق داره، میتونه که به خود زندگی خود سفل کنه. مگر سر مادر پدر این سختی ها باز میتونه که چی شوه، دیگه کلان شوه، عمرشان هم که دیگه بلند میشن، این اولادای تا نسبشان دیگه دورتر میشن. او وقت سرطان بسیار سخت میشه که شما نمو گپای یا هیچ گپای صحیح گپای اینمی چیزا که زیاد نزدن یا زندگی را یشان زیاد وقت تیر نکردن در طفولیت یا ایتو گپا برش میزنن که هیچ احترام خودتان هم نمیکنن. So let's continue. بازم دوستا عزیزا گفتم اگر شما میتونین صفحه تلویزیون تلفن کنین به ما در 714 602 92 42 یا در 424 228 67 97 میتونن که تلفن کنین. تلفن کدام سوال داشته باشین یا میخواین کدام خاطرات یا چیزا که ما گپ زدن میخواین که ما یک چیز گپ بزنین از باره یک چیز کنین، تلفن کنین. So let's move on and let's talk about now, let's change our focus and talk about, now I'm going to talk about just a little bit about the biological factors. So it's important because now we're going to move away from, the religion is always there. I'm just going to move it now into education now. So before it was religion, now it's education. So let's talk about babies. So, you know, when a child is born, you know, obviously you have a child, you know, who's a baby. So babies, you know, they behave to get their needs, you know, and how they behave. Then that's what they do as children. There's very few things that children do, and that's really, for example, it's really, they cry. That's what they do. That's what children do. Other than crying, either they're crying or they're happy. Nothing else, and they can't even do anything else. And you should know as parents that they're trying to tell you what they need. So, for example, you know, if a child is hungry, or their nap changes, or they feel tired, for instance, if the child starts crying and they have tried to tell you that they need something, what they do is they usually, you know, if your child is crying, you should realize that, you know, or if they're not taking a nap, that's maybe because they're hungry. You know, maybe it's something, you know, regarding, you know, their diaper needs to be changed. You know, You have to understand. That's what, as being a child, as a parent, you should understand. Like those are signals and signs, natural signs that you guys understand and you guys know. And then for those that are watching the show that do not know, children, babies, they don't have much. Either they cry or they're happy, and then if they do start crying or anything, or they're spitting out the food, or if they're wiggling away from a nap change, all of these things are a way of expressing themselves. And that's basically telling a parent that, you know what, if you're giving them a certain food and they don't eat, well, guess what? They're not. That means that they don't like it. It didn't hit. They didn't like they didn't like how it tasted. It's also a way of telling us, what the child likes and what the child doesn't like. And remember, with babies, you should always remember that you should never shout, scream, hit, or smack a baby, please. Let's move ahead and go to toddlers. All toddlers test, limits. All toddlers, they test limits and they have tantrums. As we know, as a child and babies gets older, becomes into a toddler. They start to walk around a little. They start to, kind of move around and do their own thing, and it becomes very difficult because now you're kind of, they're starting to test the limits of, parents, and and of themselves too, because now they're able to fully go ahead and throw tantrums as well. And then research has also shown that this is usually normal because this is really their developmental stage of their growth. Limit to how much they're able to control their emotions. So remember that toddlers, they don't have much control over their emotions. So majority of the times they express themselves by throwing a tantrum. They express themselves by crying in a store, or they're crying out loud because they're unhappy with something. So what they do is they can't verbally talk about it. So they scream, they yell, and they make movements. That's what they do. And then remember, these behaviors they are normal, but they should be limited. If it's something that's uncontrollable or if it's not easy fixed, as I said yesterday in Ariana, Afghanistan, if anybody who has a child who hits the age of 2, 3, minimum 2, maximum 3, please take your children to your pediatrician. Have them be seen by a speech therapist, psychologist, a therapist, anybody, but do an assessment, because it's important to do an assessment so you can realize, all right, is my child in need of any support? If they are, there's programs out there that can help your child from a very young age. Now we're going to change our focus and kind of move on. This easy way is to move on and talk about, school age children. School age children are constantly learning about exploring life in today's world. They may have a lot of questions as they start their own values. As a child gets older, they start to create their own mind. They start to create their own identity. So, alrighty, let's. We've got a caller. Let me pick up this phone. Let's. Wali.
السلام عليكم. خوب هستین؟ حال شما خوب؟
بله سلام علیکم. چطور هستین؟ خوب؟ بفرمایید.
من صحبت میکنم در پروگرام عبدالولیان هستم.
بله در پروگرام هستین. بفرمایید. اسمتون چی است صاحب؟
من یک پیشنهاد دارم، یک سوال دارم.
بله صاحب.
پیشنهاد من است که ما در آلمان زندگی میکنم و انگلیسی نمیفهمم.
خوب.
شما که ما مردم کلارپا زندگی میکنیم از برنامه‌تون استفاده کنیم، جا استفاده کنیم.
بله.
خواهش ما است که اگه امکان باشه به حرف در این با شما صحبت کنیم که ما استفاده کنیم.
صحیح است، بخیر چیز میکنم. بسیار زیاد تشکر، خیلی چیز کردین گفتین.
سوال ما است که جمله طلایی بر تربیت اطفال چیست؟
جمله چی؟
جمله طلایی. کدام یک طلایی تفسیر براتون بدم که چی کار بکنیم مهمترین که اولاد ما در اروپا و امریکا تربیت درست بگیرن.
صحیح است، بخیر. صحیح است، خیر. ما خیلی داری میگم اینمی چیزا رو که من میگم از من منطق من اینمی است که یک خو باید اگر شما با اینمی چیز دین که ما گفتم یک خو زندگی است که ما پیش میبریم اولادای خود در مکتب شامل میکنیم، زیادتر فوکس ما که است در اینمی درسشان است که نه باید یک نام پیدا کنین، یک کار خوب، مگر چیز از یاد میکشیم. اسلام، درس اسلام یا مکتب اسلامی هم از پیش ما کم ذره چیز میشه، میمانه. مگر اونمو را اگر ما میتونیم که اولادای خود کار کنیم که اونمو را چیز کنیم مساوی بالانس کنیم بسیار خوب است. و دیگه اگر چقدر میتونین وقت که اولادای خود تیر کنین، اگر هر چقدر وقتتان میشه که اولادای خود تیر کنین و وام بفهمه که خب مادر پدرم هست که اگر کدام وقت ما سختی یا مشکلات زندگی سرم میتونم که مادر پدر خود صحبت کنم. سختی در اینجا میاد که اگر مادر پدر زیاد وقت که اولادای خود تیر نمیکنن یا اگر تیر هم کنه بسیار به چیز میکنن. ما پیشترم گفتم که ما افغانا هستیم بسیار حکم میکنیم سر اولادای خود. اگر شما اونم یک چند جمله را تغییرات بتین اگر بگوین که ما که مثل که دیگه کلان که صحبت میکنیم میگیم که شما میتونین این کار کنین یا شما میتونین برین یک گلاس آب هم بیارین، اینمی چیزا که هست بسیار تاثیر زیاد داره سر اولادام. باز خودشان هم میتونه که بگویه که خو مادر پدرم که هست بسیار به ما چیز میکنه، یک احترام میته یا توجه میکنه. او را اگر کنین چیز میشن اولادتان هم که دیگه هم کلان شوه از پیشتان مثل چیزا اگر زندگیشان بیا مثال که کلان میشن از پیشتان خراب کار، اگر کدام خراب کار کنه از پیشتان یک چیز پرت نمیکنن. یک صحبت چیز میشه، ما میگیم open communication کشان میشه که شما میتونین که اطفالای خود بسیار صحبت آزاد کشان میتونین کنین. ما خیلی بخیر چیز میکنم، خیلی ببخشین ای تو است صاحب که دینمی با ما زیادتر کدام دوستا گفتن که اگر میتونین در انگلیسی بگوین زیادتر، مگر ما چیز میکنم اینمی هر چیزی که ما در انگلیسی تشریح میکنم اینمی را بهتون داریم بخیر از امروز بعد تشریح میکنم. صحیح است؟ نه بسیار تشکر که با ما چیز کردین.
مسئله بسیار مهم است که در این مشکلات هم میگم ما که در اروپا و در آمریکا زندگی میکنیم در این مواجه هستیم و این خطر بسیار زیاد برای اولادای ماست.
بسیار بله.
متوجه این چیز نباشیم اولادم از دست ما
میره، از دست میره.
زندگی ماست.
بله.
وقتی که اولاد سرمایه از دست ما رفته که هر چقدر دارایی معنوی که داشته باشیم به درد ما
نمیخوره. چی نمیخوره؟ اونمو خاطر من چیز کردم تشریح کردم گفتم خود اسلام سر مادر پدر زیاد چیز میکنه.
خداوند ترازی اعمالتون.
بسیار تشکر برادر. روز خوش میخوام. خداحافظ. بسیار زیاد تشکر برادر که تلفن کردین از هالند. خیلی بخیر در چیز میکنم خیلی دادری و در انگلیسی چیز میکنم صحبت خودم میکنم. اگر دوستا اگر میخواین چیز است در پشتون بخیر خیلی ترجمهش هم میکنم. اگر چیز میشه سرما ترجمه زیاد خیر است، سرما چیز ندارم، سختی سرما نمیام، میتونم که براتون ترجمه کنم. اگر کدام کس میخواین در پشتون چیز کنم ترجمهش کنم با ما تلفن کنین براتون میکنم. این برادر که بود خوب تشریح کرد که اولادای ما که هستن سرمایه ما هستن و همین زندگی مادر پدرم که میکنم بر اولاد خود میکنن. اونمو خاطر گفتم اگر مادر پدر اگر هر چقدر میتونن که اولادای خود بسیار چیز باشین، همکار باشین، خودتان هم بفهمین که اگر شما نو برادر شما خود نو آمدین، فکر میکنم که شما نو به حالین آمدین، شما باید خودتان هم بفهمین که زیادتر سر شما زیاد چیز است که شما که اطفال خود بسیار کمک کنین. بعضی خاطر که خود دختر و بچه تان که است یک مملکت نو رفتن و نموده که شما سختی زبان ندارین، سختی خبر ندارم اگر کار دارین یا کار میکنین یا نمیکنین، یا سختی موتر است از موتر فکر نکنم که اگر موتر دارین یا ندارین. و نموده اطفال هم که هستن سختی زبان دارن. اولادا که نو میاین دینم اینجا که مال صحبت چیزا میکنم، یعنی اطفالا که نو کلان میشن، شما باید هر چقدر میتونین بفهمین که تغییرات در بینشان میان، شما باید اونمو تغییرات باید درک کنین و کشان کار کنین، نه که باش بگوین که شما این کار نمیتونین کنین. و این خاطر که تغییرات که شما میخواین یا نمیخواین تغییرات با چیزشان میان، با عقلیشان، با فکر عقلیشان تغییرات چیز میشن، تغییر میکنن فکرشان. اونمو تو شما باید چیز کنین کشان کار کنین که بفهمین اولاد خود دیگم و او تو میتونین که شما زیاد وقت کشان تیر کنین. و باز دیگه برادر که اولادتان نو که آمدن بهتان گفتم که هر چقدر میتونین کش کمک شوین اولادتان اگر نمیفهم اگر زبان چیز یاد دارن یا نه همچنین اگر در مکتب میره کدام بچه ها یا دختر ها آزار میتیشانه یا نه این چیزها بسیار سرشان سخت و بسیار به سختی سرشان تمام میشه. من از این خاطر من خودم که آمده بودم از چیز از افغانستان و از پاکستان که آمده بودیم، من خودم 10 ساله بودم که در خارج آمدم، از من 18 سالم میشه و من خودم بسیار یک چند سالم که بود بسیار به سختی تیر شد. به این خاطر نه زبانم میفهمیدم. این یک جای بودیم که هر روز به جنگ تیر میشد در مکتب، چیز یاد نمیگرفتم که مکتبم میرفتم صحیح فکرم به درس نبود، فکرم بود که خب مثلا من کال مکتب میرم میفهمم که دیگه از جنگ میکنم، ما چیز میشدم جنگ میکردم. من خودم نمیخواستم شخصی که جنگ کنم، دگاه بود دگاه مرا چیز میکردن توهین میکردن و نمو وقت چیزم شده بود، یعنی معامله چیزم بود سپتامبر 11 اورم تر ما چیز میکردن دیگه سختی ها میان یا دیگه بچه ها یا دخترام که میان یک گپارم که میزنه بسیار گپای منفی کدام وقت میزنه، مگر هر چقدر که میتونین چیز کنین که اولاده خود باشین و کار کنین. به خاطر زیادتر ما خود ما که هستیم به خود میگوییم که زندگی سر اولاده ما سخت نیست. شما که اونموت به کار میرین سختی تیر میکنین در زندگی سر شما سختی میان، سر اولاده تان هم اونموت سختی میان. به خاطر که خود اولاده تان صحیح از کار نمیکنه مگر با خود عقلشان کسته با طریق خود عقلشان که هر چقدر که عقلشان فهمیده میتونه. اگر شما یک ویدیو گیم از پیش بگیرین باز واقع اونمو زندگیش هست، اونمو وقت اونمو زندگی کل زندگیش اونمو یک ویدیو گیم هست، اون را که از پیش بگیرین بخی دنیا سرش چیز میشه چپا میشه. و شما باید بفهمین که چی باید کنین و چی سختی‌ها اولادتان هم داره و دینامی خود چیز جمعه مکتب هم که هستم. The other thing I wanted to discuss with a lot of folks is the teenager years. When a child is becoming a teenager, it's actually one of the most crucial stages. There's 8 stages. One of the theorists that talks about, his name was Erik Erikson. It's a psychologist who actually mentioned, stage 4 is the identity versus identity confusion stage. And that's where a lot of the teenagers, when they're from the age of 12, 13 to 18, they form a sense of identity. In that, they realize that it's, that they go through difficult times. They go through difficulty in terms of, who they are, what are they going to become, why is life so challenging for them, what can they do as individuals? Because at that age, your children kind of have their own sense of mind. They think for themselves. They're away from home. They're more influenced by friends. So remember, friends have a bigger influence and not always, do what you would like them to do. So it's very important for parents to realize that, to include, to disagree with your parents or choose different values are normal. Kids, they become very moody at that age. They talk, back to their parents. But as parents, you have to remember that's the stage that they are going to question, because that's the stage that they're developing and they're starting to learn, themselves and what they want in life. بیادرها خورا گفتم که در استیج تینیجر، وقت تینیجر که هست، اطفالتان بچه ها دخترایتان که عمر 12 و 13 که میشه تا عمر 18، یک تیریست که هست نامش است اریک اریکسون، یک مشهور تیریست است که گفته که در کل زندگی انسان یا یک انسان که باشه 8 چیز داره، استیجز داره. دانمو استیج 4مش که است ما میگیم identity versus identity confusion. یک معنیش است شخصیت و چیزش وقت شخصیتشان است و وقت کنفیوژن شخصیتشان که میگیم. نمیفهم که صحیح گفتم یعنی اوره، مگر معنیش است که اطفالا که هستن دینمی صنف از عمر 12 تا 18 که است یک شخصیت خودش میخواد جور کنه. از خانه چیز میشن مبراین زیادتر چیزشان وقتشان در مکتب تیر میشه یا در پروگرام افتر سکول پروگرام ها می باشه. شما مادر پدرام که هستن باید بفهمین در این عمر کم ذره چیز سرطان زیاد میاد، فشار زیاد میاد و از این خاطر خود اولادتان که هستن میخواه به خود یک شخصیت جور کنن و میتونه که چی شوه بیرون در مکتب بره و در مکتب کلتور مکتب که است دیگر رقم است. شما که یک چیز بهش یاد میتین ای که مکتب میره و کارا را میکنه خب میفهمه که دیگه طفلا میفهمه که ای کارا میکنه یا سرش خنده خواد کردن یا که یک گپ میزنه سرش خنده خواد کردن یا یک فکر که میکنه بعد دختر خود بگه با سرش خنده میکنه. دانمو وقت بازی طفل بسیار مهم است که او خود دانمو جمع دوستا و خود چیز کنه جور کنه. معنیش هست که او باید اونمو کارا رو کنه که وام میکنه، اونمو چیزا که وا فکر میکنه اولادتانم چیز کنه، اونمو فکر میخواد که فکر کنن و از این خاطر زیادتر وقت زندگیشان حالا که از واتر میشن باز اونمو وقت. خب اونمو خاطرم گفتم که هر چقدر میتونن شما باید بفهمین که دینمی عمر 12 تا 18 که است کنزره اطفال هم که هستن بسیار زود قار میشن یا قار که دان گپ نمیزنن کدام وقت اوی خاطر که با خودشان بسیار به سختی ها باشن خود زندگی سازوان بسیار سخت تیر میشه. بازی خاطر اونمو وقت شخصیتشان است که یا با خود میخواد که با خود یک شخصیت خود جور کنه مگر نمیفهمه که چی میخواد کنن چی میخواد که شون. بسیار فکرشان چیز هستن بسیار 24 ساعت فکر میکنن که خب ما چی میخوایم کنم، ما چطور میتونم که در این مکتب که دیگه دوستا جور کنم، در درس خود چطور چیز کنم پیش برم دیگه این زیاد هستم. و دیگه گفتم پیشتر دوستا که اگر چقدر میتونن باید بفهمین که اولادتان چه رقمی دوستا دارن. این بسیار مهم است. بازی خاطر دانمو وقتم که است اولادتان که است زیادتر چیزای دوستا را میگیرن یعنی تربیهشانه و میتونه که در خانه استفاده کنه. دانمو وقت مادر پدرم که ببینه که چرا این تو کار میکنه یا ما که برش یک گپ میزنم نمیشنوه یا یک چیز ما بهش بگویم نمیکنه. شما باید بفهمین که اطفالتان که است از خانه برآمده ولی و تغییرات سرش میایه و شما باید اونمو تغییرات شما باید بفهمین یا کشکار کنین و صحیح بفهمین که دوستشان کی است. مگه خرابی است که خود افغانه ما دوستا شما که هستن زیادتر وقت تیر نمی کنین سر اطفال خود و نمی بینین که دوستشان کی است، که خوب دوست رفیقایشان خوب هستن خراب هستن، در بیرون چی کار میکنن، در تلفن چی گپ میزنن، در فیسبوک چی نشته میکنن. این چیزا بسیار مهم است. شما باید تحقیقات کنین. برای خاطر شما یک مادر پدر هستین و حقتان است که چیز کنین مانیتور کنین شانه. خیلی دیگه در پیش که ما دیگه گپ بزنم دوستا عزیزا یک دیگه ویدیو را میخوایم بهتون نشان بدم. این ویدیو که است چیز است صحبت چیز میکنه یعنی پرنتینگ که چطور مادر پدرها که اطفالای خود میتونه کار کنه یا اطفالا که خرد می باشن یک چند تیپس است که چطور میتونه که یارا چیز کنه که چون همکار شون. دیگه اون است. بخیر ویدیو رو خود دیدیم باز که آمدیم باز صحبت خواهد کردیم.
Brightside has good news for you. You can stop your kids from whining, begging, and going wild for no particular reason if you follow some tips from experts in education and trusted parenting sources. We should know our enemy well enough to defeat it. In this case, temper tantrums are the enemy. They are very common in kids aged 1 to 4. More than half of kids let their frustration out at least once a week or more often. Why do they do it? They can whine to get a new toy, an extra candy, or some other unhealthy snack. Or maybe they just want your attention or are testing limits. Yes, they have no idea what limits are, but they can still figure out that crying loudly can bring them a treat, so why not do it? By the time they turn 3 or 4, kids have much better language skills than babies, of course, but their vocabulary is still not advanced enough to describe everything they feel. So what can you do to prevent your kids from going crazy now and then? Here is a list. Number 10. Make your child feel comfortable. As we already know, kids often whine for a reason, and you can neutralize that reason. Before going out shopping or wherever you have to go with your little one, make sure they are prepared for it, which means they had enough sleep, enough food, and you have everything they might need with you. It won't hurt to take a toy to the grocery store, and it might save your child from begging for another one. If you are going out for a longer time, take their favorite blanket with you. It will give them a feeling of home and safety. When you are a parent, you tend to take plenty of stuff with you, even when you leave the house for an hour. If someone is making fun of you, let them. The most important thing is that you both feel comfortable and prepared for whatever may come your way. Number 9. Let your toddler choose. According to WebMD Medical Reference, it is a good idea to let your child choose. We are not talking about making life-defining decisions like which house to move in or where to go on vacation. Start with little things, which will make him or her feel like they are in control. Control also means responsibility. They will, of course, not know it just now, but they will see how their choices affect what they do and how they feel. You can also go smart about it and direct your child where you want them to be. Just give them an alternative where both options are good. For example, you can wake them up in the morning and offer to choose if they want to get dressed first or brush their teeth. They will have to do both eventually, but this way they will feel like they are given some choice. Number 8. Find out what's really bothering your kid. This is especially important for kids under 2.5, explains Jay Hooker, MD, a pediatrician from Rochester, Minnesota. At this age, they have a vocabulary of around 50 words and can't build a sentence out of them. But they still have cravings, thoughts, and wishes they can't just announce to you. You don't get the message, they don't get the answer. So what do? Throw a tantrum. Dr. Hoker offers the following solution. Try to create a sign language your kid will understand and remember. Teach them to show basic words like food, milk, sleep, and so on. It can work miracles.
Number 7.
Distract your little one. You know how when you feel sad or something is bothering you, going out with friends or reading a book can help you set your mind on other things, and it gets better? Your child will unlikely be getting over a breakup or job loss, but they have their own concerns, as we know. When you feel danger is coming, the baby's face is reddening, or they are giving other signs of a tantrum to follow, distract them. Let's go for a walk. How about we read your favorite book? These are all great ways to divert your child's fleeting attention. Even telling a little joke or making a funny face can help, says the experts from WebMD Medical Reference. Number 6. Become a good teacher for your kid. Do you remember your favorite teacher? Click like if you do. But how about you become that favorite teacher for your own kid? First of all, stop being angry at them for throwing tantrums. A great teacher won't be mad at you for not being good at physics, right? Second, teach your little one to overcome frustration. Show them that drawing, reading a book, or cuddling with their favorite toy can help. And make sure you teach them words are much better heard and understood than screaming. Michael Borba, EDD, author of Parents Do Make a Difference, explains that kids really want to do what is right, but sometimes they just don't know what that is. Explain your concerns and fears. Never yell in front of your kid. You could even make up an angry vocabulary for your child. That would be a list of words to express negative emotions. Number 5. Do not provoke tantrums. Why would you ever do it? Well, we are not saying you want that to happen, but you might trigger them. Your kid loves candy, but too much is bad for him or her? Then do not put it where they can see it. Why remind them of something you don't want them to have? Your kid doesn't like to be forcefully interrupted or feels uncomfortable about doing certain things. Give them warning before they have to do it and explain why it is necessary. The activity itself might not last long, but the tantrum and bad mood could last for hours. Number 4. Use positive words. Millions of people in 47 countries around the world love Super Nanny. This modern-day Mary Poppins gives great parenting advice. One of the things she suggests is using positive advice instead of the negative. Every time you feel like screaming, "No, don't," and "Stop," don't do it. "Don't jump on the couch" could motivate your kid to do the opposite, especially if they are moody. "Furniture is for sitting. You could go outside if you want to jump" sounds much better and is unlikely to lead to conflict. Number 3. Keep a straight face. Introduce the new family rule to your kid. When he or she starts whining, you have the right not to respond to them. If that happens, keep your face straight. Jane Nelson, EDD, co-author of Positive Discipline for Preschoolers, recommends that you also introduce a warning sign, which will show you are going to stop listening. Pull your ear, shake your head, it can be anything you choose. Number 2. Give praise when the kid deserves it. We are not just talking about money here. Your baby will unlikely appreciate it anyway. Thank the kids for doing the right thing. Dr. Michelle Borba thinks it is a good idea to say things like, "Thank you for using your normal voice," or "My ears love that voice." Do not feel awkward about giving thanks for the most basic things. Motivate them to behave well in exchange for little treats. Tell your boy if he makes it through family dinner without whining, you will let him watch his favorite cartoon right after. Number 1. Be smart about the pocket money. All families are different and have different income. There is no universal answer for how much pocket money to give your kid in numbers. Rooster Money, a resource fully focused on how you should go about pocket money for your child, offers an allowance report. It says 4-year-olds get an average of $2.82. This amount is slowly growing and doubles by the time the kid turns 9. An average 14-year-old gets $8.79 a week. Pocket money should allow the kid to save money for a special toy they like, buy gifts for their siblings and other family members, go out with their friends, buy a movie ticket, for example. If you give your child too much, they will find it hard to know the value of money. Your kids should know money is earned, not just granted, and it goes when it is spent. Some parents pay their kids for doing chores around the house. It is not always a good idea because they might believe the only reason to do something for their family's good is to be paid. Dr. Rebecca Chikor, author of The Calm and Happy Toddler and co-founder of Essential Parent Source, recommends giving your child tokens, not real money. You decide how much these tokens are worth. Saving them, kids can pay for meaningful experiences. Actually, there is no single rule for all families. Just like you have your own attitude to your money, you can decide about your kids' pocket money too. We hope you find these tips useful. If so, hit the like button and click subscribe to join us on the bright side.
I'm glad you guys are back with us, and I hope that was a good video that kind of shows how to really work with children as they get older. Being able to give them that comfort. دوستا عزیزان حالا با شما تشریح میکنم که شما در انگلیسی چیز زبان نمیفهمین. صحبت چیز کردن که چطور شما میتونید از زندگی اطفال خود یک دایره چیز جور کنین، سیفتی، که بتانن که خودشان ایتو محسوس کنن و بفهمن که اگر ما کدام وقت اگر اطفالتان کدام سختی برش بیای یا اگر یک چیز در سرش کدام وقت اگر یک چیز سرش بد بخوره یا میخواد که چیز کنه، میخواد دل حال خود کتان صحبت بگوه یا گپ بزنه، میتونن که وا بیاین سیده به خودتان چیز کنه، بگوه که مادر جان، پدر جان، ما میخوام یک گپ بزنم، اینی به من یک بچه یک چیز گفت یا من تلویزیون میدیدم، اینی معنی لغت چی است. ای تو یک دایره خوبه باید مادر پدرها داشته باشه که بتونه که اطفالشان بیای کهشان گپ بزنن. و دیگه چیزی بود که شما باید اجازه بدین که خود اطفالتان بتونه که چیز کنه، یک تصمیم بگیره. پیش از این گفتم که یک اطفال که در صبحکی میخیزه، شما سیده نبگوین که نه برو این کارو بکن، این کارو بکن، این کارو کن. میتونید که بگوین برش، مگر ایتو باید برین. میتونید که به اطفال خود بگوین که این است، صبح بخیر، چی میخوایی کنی؟ میخوایی که شاور بگیری اول یا دندانه خود باز کنی. اگر خودتان صحیح ببینین هر دویش میکنه، مگر اول شما باش میگوین که کدامش شما میخواین که اول کنین. به این فرق است. این بسیار یک تصمیم خوبی با اولادتان چیز میشه میمونه. به خاطر شما اجازه میتین اولاد خدا که چیز کنه، فکر کنه، که یک تصمیم خود بگیره از این چیز خورد، از این عمر خورد و باز بسیار خوب تا که عمرش کلان یا بلند کوچکتر میشه دیگه برش کمک میشه و آسانتر میشه که چیز کنه، زندگی را سفل کنه. و شما هم باید از مادر و پدرام که هستن باید بفهمین که چی اونمو چیزا چی است که در زندگی اولادتان که خوشحالی میاره و چی است که خفگان میاره. شما باید بسیار چیز کنین، تحقیقات کنین و کشان بشینین، پرسان کنین، گپ بزنین و نه که از کار بیاین دو اتاق خود میرین، چپ میشینین، خانه میاین، تلویزیون میبینین یا در تلفن خود میرین. این چیزا که است بسیار چیز میشه، تاثیرات خراب داره سر اطفالتان. و خاطر اطفالتان که است بسیار ضرورت مادر پدر دارن، ضرورت مردم دارن در زندگی. مگر اونمو چیزی که شما نمیتین برش اینمی اتنشن و میرن باز در تلفن خود وام میرن یا در کامپیوتر خود میرن یا میره که دیگه دوستای خود. بعضی خاطر شما برشان وقت نمیتین، باید وقت باش بتین. دیگه چیزا گفت که اینمی اونم ویدیو را که انداخته بود، اینمی چیزش هم میخوایم در فارسی با شما تشریح کنم. و گفته که چطور شما میتونین که یک خوب معلم با چیز خود جور شوین، با اطفال خود. بسیار مهم است که ما خودمون یک معلم موری که اطفال خود چیز کنیم، کار کنیم که خود اطفال هم بفهمن که خوب مادر و پدرم که است یک دوست واری است، مگر خودشان هم بفهمه که یک دوستی خوب است، مگر یک معلم هم است که او مادر پدرم که یک چیز به من میگه یا یک چیزی که به من یاد میده من باید یاد بگیرم. این یک چیز خوب میباشه باشن. هیچ وقت سرشان قار نشین. اگر میتونین قار شدن بازم خوب جایز است، مگر شما که کدام وقت بسیار قار میشین دو گنده برشان میزنین یا کدام وقت میزنیش، این باز بسیار چیز میشه، سرشان تاثیر خراب سرشان میاره و یک چیز خوب نیست. و خاطر یام از اطفالم که عمرشان کلان شد یام بسیار چیز میشن، یا از شما دور میگریزه یا دیگه ایتو میشه که یا خودشان دیگه مردم میزنن. هر وقت که یک چیز یا یک کاری که اطفالتان میکنن، هر اونمو وقت شما زود بگوین که آفرین چقدر خوب کار کردین، بسیار خوشحال هستم از پیشت. یک چیز خوب بهشان بگوین، یک صحبت خوب بگوین که وام بفهمه و بشنوه که خوب مادر پدرم یک گپ و ما یک چیز میکنه، تشکری و یک گپ خوب میزنه و من یک کار خوب کردیم. اونمو خاطر یام باز چیز میکنن، میفهمه که خوبی چی است و بدی چی است. باز شما هم که اطفال خود کار میکنین باید بفهمین که چطور کهشان چیز شوین، پیش برین. و هر وقت یک خوبی بچه و دختر خود اونمو وقت بگوین که یک کار خوب کنن، نه که کار خرابه. این تو مادرها و پدرها هست که ما خود ما شنیدیم که اولادایشان در پیشرویشان دو میزنه و دیگه کدامشان شاباسی میتن، کدامشان هیچ چیزش نمیشه، نمیبینه که اطفالشان چی میگن، یا اگر یک چیزم بگوین مادر پدرشان هیچ در فکرشان هم نیست. و جی خاطر مادر پدرشان خودشان اینمی تو یک سیستم جور کرده که در خانه خودشان اینمی گپا را خودشان میزنن. و باز آخری بود از طریق چیز پیسه دادن به اطفال خود. شما باید بفهمین این مانعش نیست که شما به اطفال خود پیسه میتین که برای چیز کنه، یک خرج خود کشیده بتانه. این کمک میشه که یا بفهمه سر پیسه. و مهمی است که شما کدام وقت یک کار خوب کنه یا اگر یک چیز یک کار در خانه کنه میکنن یا کدن یا دمه میتونن که بهش پیسه خورد کم پیسه بتن یک 2 روپه 3 روپه که یا بتونن او را چیز کنه در سیف بانه و باز کدام وقت که کدام پروگرام شوه یا میخواد به خود یک چیز بخره میتونه که استفاده پیسه خود کنه. یک چیز خوب است که اطفال از این عمر خرد یاد بگیره و بتونه که چیز کنه استفاده کنه. و دیگه دوستا عزیزا میخوایم که چیز کنم اینجا یک دوست ما است در افغانستان چیز است هم چیز کنیم بخیر یک سوال به من روان کردن نشته کرده ایره در انگلیسی کردن مگر ما در بتان چیز میکنم که مادر و پدرها که است که یکی دیگه خودم در خانه که است چیز نمیکنن با گپ یکی دیگه خود نمیشن احترام به یکی دیگه خود ندارن و بسیار مهم است که اولادای ما این گپا را نشنون. اول خود مادر پدرها شما باید بفهمین که یک اولاد که در زندگی میتن شما باید بفهمین که خود زن و شوهر باید یک چیز داشته باشین، یک گول میگیم یک سفر زندگی را باید چیز کنین. باید شما بفهمین که اولاد خود چه رقمی چیز میکنین کلان میکنین. معنیش نیست که پدرش بگوید که نه اولاد خود صرف در مکتب اسلامی مندازم مادرش میگه نه من چی نمیندازم. ای تو که اگر کنین بسیار خراب میشه. یک خو در بین خودتان تلخیت میه و دیگه خود اولادتان هم چیز میشه نمیفهمه که در خانه چی شده و ما چی جور شدیم که بسر ما یا مثل یک تلویزیون واری میبینه که کدام چینل میخواه یا ببینن. اونمو خاطرم شما باید هر چقدر که میتونین بفهمین که پیش از اینکه یک اشتاق زندگیتان میین یک چیز داشته باشین که یک اجندا داشته باشین که بفهمین که چطور شما میخواین یک چیز اولاد خود چیز کنین تعلیم بتین یا چطور زندگی اولادتون باشه. این بسیار مهم است. این تو مادرها و پدرها هست که ما شنیدیم که پدرها یا مادرها میخواه که اولادای خود گپ بزنه پدرایشان در اون پیشروی اولادای خود بسیار دو میزنه بسیار چرتیات میگن و بسیار تاثیر خراب داره سر اولادا. بازی خاطر که خود اولادا هم که هستن باز اونمو چیزا رو به مادر خودم میگن باز که کلان شون اینمی چیزای چتل و خرابه یا با دیگه خانما میگه و اگر با خانما هم نیم با خود زن خودم باز پسانتر که عمرشان کلان شده باز با آسانی میگن. بازی خاطر بسیار مهم است که یک انسان چی میگه به اطفال خود چطور وقت خود تیر میکنه کهشان و که کی اطفالایتان چیز است و بچه ها دخترایتان که کی میگردن. بسیار مهم است که شما باید بفهمین. دیگه دوستا میخوایم که چیز کنم که شما باید چیز بفهمین که یک کار سخت است آسان نیست. مادر پدرها که اطفال از زندگی میارن یک بسیار کار سخت هستن. یک دوست ما دیروز تلفن کرده بود یک خوار گفت که یک کلان کردن یک اطفال است که یک کلان کردن یک شار است مثل یک شارواری است. شما باید بفهمین که چطور که اطفال کار کنن که صحیح چی شون از سن عقلی و جنسی کلان شون. و دیگه یک برادر ماست همایون عزیزی از افغانستان است که هر وقت که ما در برنامه ما است تشکری میکنم از پیستان که ما را میبینین. بسیار زیاد تشکر. و اگر شما دوستا اگر کدام سوال دارین اگر میخواین کدام گپ میخواین بزنین یا اگر کدام تشویش دارین از اطفال خود میتونین که اینجا چیز کنین گپ بزنین. و وقتم کم مانده دوستا عزیزا، مگر از او که یک آخری ویدوم دارم، از او که پیش میخوایم که صحبت چیز کنم که چطور میتونین شما یک rewards or discipline سیستم جور کنین. من تو پیشتر که گفتم که اطفالتون که یک کار میکنن، شما باید هر وقت بهشون گپ خوب بزنین که چطور اطفالتون خود دگم کش خوش شوه. اگر اگر باش بگوین که شما با اطفالتون میگین که ترش بیرون برده میتونن اینمیال یا امروز اگر بره و ترش پرده، ما افغانا که هستیم زیادتر چیز نمی کنیم در بین خود، یا یک تشکری نمی کنیم، یا اگر زن شوهرم باشن و پیشری اطفالم یک کدام وقت گپای خوب کس نمی زنن. بدی خاطر که اگر ما خود ببینیم کلتوری از چیز کلتور که است کم ذره شرم است که یک مادر یا یک پدر یک معذرت هم بخواه در پیشروی اولاد خود از خانم خود یا شوهر خود، مگر این یا که هستن یا بسیار تاثیر زیاد و بسیار تاثیر خوب میکنه خوب داره سر اولادتان. شما باید بفهمین و شما این چیزها را باید ادامه بدین دوستان. So I just wanted to come and talk to you guys about some of the rewards and the discipline. Different parents will have different views about better ways of encouraging children to change their behaviors. And then the other thing I spoke about was the importance of having a vision when you have a child. So remember, when you are having a child, make sure both parents, you guys are aligned with your goals and values, because you can't just bring a child to this world and say, you know what, the father is saying I want to raise him this way, and the mother says I want to raise him this way. You're not going to have a successful marriage. Well, first of all, your marriage is going to be in jeopardy, and second of all, the child's not going to be raised in the most appropriate or in the most best of way. That child's going to grow up being confused to who are they supposed to please. Do I take my dad's side or I take my mom's side? So it's very different. And you guys also, for those that have lack of knowledge in how to parent your children, what I'm saying is please try to use it. There's those parents, that have children, but guess what? They're not suitable parents. They're not ready to be parents. این تو وقت هم شده دوستا و عزیزا که خود مادر پدرها که هستن طفلا که دارن، خود مادر پدرها که هستن هیچ نمیفهمه چطور یک اطفال کار کنن. این کم ذره سختی است که یک مادر پدر باید برن درس یاد بگیرن. این کار کلان است بفهمه که چطور که اطفال خود کار کنن. برن صنفا بگیرن، تلویزیون تشریحش هم میکنم، بخیر باز میتونم که دگم چیز کنم، دگم تشریحش هم زیادتر کنم که بتونم که کتان کمک شوم. مگر مادر پدر که اگر تصمیم میگیره که یک اطفال از زندگی خود میارن، باید کم در درس سرش بخونه و خودشان هم باید بفهمه که خب ما مادر و پدر که ما که یک اطفال در زندگی در دنیا میاریم، ما یا چیز داریم صحیح اشتا که چیز کده میتونیم کلان کده میتونیم، یک کار سخت است، کار آسان نیست. So let's talk about, I talked about how you can praise your children, even when there's little things that you can do. So always give them, a reward system. Always tell your child that, I'm very happy that you were able to take out the trash. Thank you very much. I'm very happy that you're able to, study for the exam. Always give them positive reinforcements. Those are very important for them. And they also want to hear that, because once they hear that from you, that means that the child the child will know that the parents care for them. That's very important for them. And like I said again, it's very important to keep you cool. And for those parents that aren't aware, you're growing up in a world and in a country in a century where things are changing, especially when it comes to children as they get older. That's why I said try to focus more on the religion. Culture is there. It's not culture is changeable. Things change in culture wise. So remember, religion is concrete, it's unchangeable. Culture can change. As your child gets older, you want them to do certain things that you learned from your parents. But guess what? In reality, your children aren't going to do majority of the stuff that you do, because they've been raised in a country, in a culture that's different. Same way, yourself as a parent, you don't do fully the same thing that your parents did. it changes. So you have to remember those are also very important, and it's important for you as a parent to always have your cool and to be able to understand, okay, how can I work with my children? That's actually the underlying thing, because at the end of the day, as your child gets older, you're not going to be able to control them. دوستان عزیز صحبت کردم، گفتم که یک اطفال که کلان میشه در مملکت شما باید تصمیم خوبم بگیرین و بفهمین که چی مهم است و شما در خود زندگی ما که هست زیادتر دوستا که در خارج هم هست بسیار سختی چیز میهستشان. دو چیز است، دینی و کلتوری. این دو چیزها که هست بسیار فشار زیاد سر اطفال هم میارن. و در افغانستان که بود دین بود و کلتور بود. خلاص در بیرون که میرفتی امیگی افغان بودن، امیگی پشتو صحبت میکردن، فارسی صحبت میکردن، کالای افغانی را میپوشیدن، اید چیز میکردن، تجدید میکردن، نو تجدید میکردن، روزه میگرفتن. در اینجا که هستیم در مملکت امریکا یا در خارج که هستیم، این مملکت تغییرات داره و تغییراتش این است که ما دین است، کلتور هم است، مگر کلتور بسیار زیاد است. شما که هر چقدر فشار بتین یا دادین سر اولاد خود که یک کلتور یعنی کلتور خود بتانه چیز کنه، جذب کنه، و نموده که شما هر چقدر کوشش میکنین که مثل شما وارد شوه نمیشه. 100% خودش نمیشه، زیادتر شوه یک 60% اگر شوه یا 40% زیادترش نمیشه. و از این خاطر اطفالتان که هستن در خود خارج عمرشان کلان میشن، که دیگه دوستا کلان میشن، زندگیشان فرق میکنن. و نمو خاطر دوستا که هستن شما باید صحیح بفهمین که مهمترین چیز به شما چی هسته. اگر دین بگیرین، دین خود تبدیلی نداره و تبدیل شده نمیتونن. کلتور خدا کنه که امروز ما از امریکا برم در دیگه در مسکو یا در اروپا برم، کلتور از اون جای فرق میکنه، از اینجا زندگی فرق میکنه. و نمود شما باید بفهمین که کلتور کی هست. شما زیادتر وقت در اولاده خود قار کردن نمیتونن که نه ما نمیتو رواج ما نمیتو باید باشه. این فرق میشه. شما اگر هر چقدر کوشش کنین صحیح است، اولادتان خواد کرد یا کمش خواد کردن، مگر از وار اگر اولادشان شوه او بیخی نخواد کردن، او از خود کس چیز کردن نمیتونه، کس کنترل نداره و خودشان که عمرشان کلان میشن. شما خود تا او وقت هم نخواد بودن زندگی، مگر اولادتان و دیگه نواسیتان که هستن زندگی خودم داشته می باشن. امروز ما دری و پشتو میگویم، از مرا خود اولادم خواد شد، ما کوشش خود خواد کردم، مگر نواسا و چیز ما که شد ما چه خبر که او میگن یا نمیگه، او ما چیز کردن نمیتونم. مگر یک چیز تبدیل نمیشه، دین است. اونم خاطر دین که هر چقدر میتونن سر دین چیز کنه، فشار زیاد پرتن. دوستا عزیزان، اونم یک ویدیو را ما گرفتیم، با میخوایم با شما چیز کنم، تشریح کنم. یک خوب سکالر اسلام هست، او می گپ چیزا میزنه که چطور شما هر چقدر فشار بتین سر دین تبدیل شده نمیتونه، و هر چقدر که میتونین سرش ادامه بتین. کلتور که هست، کلتور تبدیلی داره و تبدیل میشه. این است. ببینین ویدیو را ببینین، باز بخیر که آمدین گپ میزنیم. یک 5 دقیقه دیگه مونده است شما.
Final point I want to ask the parents to think about. I want you to think about a simple, again, human phenomenon. No doubt it's a part of our nature. We want our children to be like us as much as possible. We want them to keep our ways and our tradition. But I ask you an honest question. How similar are you to your mother or your father? Your mother or your father, are you exactly like them? Or are you a little bit different, or are you very different? Of course, we're all different. We are not clones of one another. And so if you, being a product of the same culture and the same civilization of your mother and father, turned out so different from them, what do you think of somebody who's been born and raised in a culture that is radically different than the one you grew up in? It's not going to happen. And when you try to demand it, you're only asking for trouble. Be realistic, be pragmatic. And this is a huge issue, this culture basically clash. You as an immigrant have never been treated by your parents the way that us as a second generation expect our parents to treat us. What I'm trying to say is basically the way that our peers in the western part of the world, Americans, are treated by their parents, our parents never treated us like that. That's never happened. We see the other kids and what their parents do with them. We know our parents don't do that to us. And that does affect us at some subconscious level. Understand, you're not living in the world that you grew up in. It's a very different world. Over here, parents spend time with their kids, take them to the ball game, do this, do that. That was not a culture that our grandparents did with our parents. It was a very different world. When we see other kids, their parents doing that with them, spending time with them, taking stuff, ridiculous things for us sometimes, but it's that concept of I care about you. I want to spend time with you. I want you to have a good time as well. When we see that, wallahi, the fact of the matter, you feel, how come my parents don't do that with me? Then you realize it's our culture. But that's not necessarily something that has to be positive. It can be changed. So you have decided, you who have immigrated here, you've decided to change your land and civilization. Realize that will come at a cost. And part of that cost, your etiquettes, your dealings with your second generation are going to change. We, as people who have been born and raised here, cannot act the way you acted when you were our age. We cannot. Don't expect us to, and don't blame us when we act different than what you did. It's not our fault. We have grown up in a place and a time and a culture that is radically different than the 60s and 50s and 40s back home. And this was a decision, with all respect, you made it. You made it, and now we are now being born and raised here based on that decision. Therefore, cut us some slack. Cut us some slack. Understand, there are elements you're going to preserve, and those elements need to be your religion and tawheed and prayer. And there's a lot of elements that will go out the window. I'm sorry to break this bubble for you, but languages, Persian, Urdu, even Arabic, they are not going to last too long. Look around you. How many of us here who are from a Pakistani Indian background are able to converse to each other in Urdu? How many of us? How many of us? Hardly any. If this is the case for us when our parents still speak Urdu, how long do you think it's going to last? I'm pretty much sure my children and their grandchildren, they're not going to, I kind of sort of went past speaking Urdu. My kids barely speak anything. And I don't expect them to marry somebody who's going to speak fluent Urdu and then pass it down. Be a bit realistic in this regard. Don't be, this is a decision, again, with all respect, you made it. And now you need to deal with that. This is a decision, you made it. Don't get angry if certain cultural elements are lost. And that's a deep topic in and of itself. Make sure the more important elements are preserved, and those elements are religious in nature. So these are the three advice that I had for the youth, the three advice I had for the parents.
I hope you guys, you guys enjoyed the video. This was Dr. Yasser Qazi. He's a very well-known scholar here in America, and his words are purely Islamic, Islamically driven. And the reason why I say that is, brothers and sisters, our work that I do, everything is associated with Islam. Islam teaches us, and he has made, folks to be able to consult or to help me, as a therapist, to help educate the community. دوستان عزیزا شما فکر خواهد کردم که من چرا زیادتر گپای دینی را میزنم بعضی خاطر که خود اسلام که است اینمی در مجموع اینمی کار روانشناسی که است از اسلام برآمده که چطور میتونن که هم که دگاه کار کنن، چطور میتونن که بدگاه اینمی تشریح زندگی و درس بدن، این کلش که از اسلام است. و نمو خاطر من این ویدیو چیز به شما یادآوری میکنم که شما بفهمین که ما تنها نیستیم، یک چیز اسلامی به ما افتیده و گفتنی شده. و از این کتا که پیش بریم دوستا و عزیزا، وقتم کم است، مگر میخوایم بگویم که از ما را برادر ما که است نجیب جان چیز کرده بود، گفت که اولادای ما که هستن مثل یک تلفن یا کامپیوتر یا یک چیز نیست که ما بهشان یک گپ میزنیم و قبول کنن. وام که هستند در مجموع مثل حق دارن، حق شریعه دارن، حق اسلامی دارن و ما باید که بسیار همکار باشیم و همکاری کنیم و بسیار صحیح گپ هم میزنیم. بله ما باید همکاری کنیم که چیز خود بچه ها دختره خود. یک دیگه برادرم بود که چیز کردن به من ایمیل کرده بود در فیسبوک، گفت که یک طفل داره 12 ساله است و زبان بازی زیاد میکنه. دیگه ای که زبان بازی میکنه از این بچه تان دختر تان کست باید ببینن در خانه کی دیگه زبان بازی میکنن، از کجا یاد گرفته، مکتب که میرن از خانه که بیرون میشه که کی چیز میشه بالا پایین میشه و دیگه ببینن که کدام خدا نکنه باشه که کدام تکلیف نداشته باشه. و یکی اگر زبان بازی میکنم بطان اولم گفتم حالا میگویم هر چیز یک چیز که او بسیار خوش داره، یک چیز که چیز 12 و 13 سالگی زیادتر اطفالا خوش دارن، اینمی گیم بیرون رفتن که رفیقا اینمی چیزا را که خوش دارن اونمون از پیشش چیز کنن بگیرن سرش بند کنن تا که چیز خود جور نکنن، اینمی دیگه زبان بازی نبزنن. اونمون چیز ویدیو گیم که زیادتر استعمال میکنن اونمون از پیشش بگیرن، اش نبتن. شما اگر میفهم که کدام دوست هستن که اطفالای خودم میزنه او چیز نمیکنه که دو چیز جور نمیشه، خوبیش اونمو است که شما اونمو چیزی که اونمو بسیار خوش داره اونمو از پیشش بگیرن تا اونمو وقتی که پس چیز شوه پس نرمال شوه باز میتونن که پس بهش بتین و بهش بگوین که سایکو هر وقت که زبان بازی که همه میکنی اینمی چیزای حقت که هسته، اینمی ویدیو گیم بازی، بیرون رفتن که رفیقت یا گپ زدن که دیگه دوستای خود کل او را من پیش چیز میکنم قطع میکنم قید میکنم تا نمو وقت که تو پس صحیح که همه گپ بزنی و احترام چیز کنه احترام تا کنه دیگه کزی میشه که چیز شوه کم جور شوه دیگه زبان بازی نکنه که اتان خدا کنه که چیز شوه اینمی کمک شوه و بتانه که بچه ها دختر هر کدام شکست چیز شوه زبان بازی دیگه نکنن. دیگه این هفته اینمی برنامه ما هم یک هسته دوستا عزیزا، خدا کنه که خوش باشین آرام باشین. بازم میگویم اگر میتونین به من یا در فیسبوک چیز کنین سوال تانا بتین، زیادتر دوستا امروز در فیسبوک کردن یک دوست تلفن کردن از طریق تلفن، میتونین از طریق تلفن هم به من چیز کنین سوال تانا کدام سوال داشته باشین میتونین بگوین یا کدام خاطره دارین یا خودتان در اینمی معامله اطفال کار کردین یا یک چیز بسیار کار کردش یک تجربه دارین در اینمی کار میتونین که چیز کنین که ما گپ بزنین و بگوین که دوستان بفهمه که چی هست و چطور میتونه که اطفال خود گپ بزنه و کار کنه. آخری است دوستا عزیزا، هر چقدر که میتونین که اطفال خود در یک بسیار با آسانی بسیار با خوبی کشان رای بسیار خوب کنن، اگر بسیار در خوب و آسان و آرام و در گپای خوب و آرامی کشان کار کنن و هم که اتان بسیار با آرامی و با آسانی چیز میکنن. اگر با سختی و با جنجالی و با زدن کنن صحیح است با گپتان میشن، مگر با خود اولادتان کست با دیگه مردم بسیار بی‌تربیه میشه، عمرشان کلان شد، کل وقت زدن چیزا میکنه، خانم خدا میزنه، زناگا باشن سر شواره خود دو چیز میکنن، دلایل و زندگی از واره سخت میکنن و اون در پیشروی اولاده خود. و نمو خاطر بسیار مهم است که ما از این خورترکی که اولاده خود بسیار با خوبی با نرمی و با خوشایند کشان گپ بزنیم. دیگه بخیر دیگه هفته که تون چیز میشم در برنامه می باشم، اگر چیز نمیشه دوستا عزیزا ما 11 بجه صبح دیگه هفته یک شنبه از 11 بجه پروگرام شروع خواهد شد دیگه بخیر 2 ساعت است. اگر اون است اگر کدام چیز دارین گفتنی یا اگر میخواین درباره یک گپ صحبت کنم با ما بگوین دیگه بخیر. روز خوش میخوایم، خدا کنه که آرام و صحتمند و زندگی خوش بمیگی. السلام علیکم و رحمت الله و برکاته.